Welcome to the Tuesday Show with CJ and Ted. I will make that big. That's not quite big enough. Well, it's big enough, isn't it? Because I'll be fiddling around with it later anyway.
Yeah.
God.
The jokes just write themselves.
They do, which is just as well, because we don't bother. Hey, CJ, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm really good, actually.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Ted.
I don't know how true that is, but it's just the sort of thing you say to that question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't say, "Oh, terrible! It's my knee. I don't know what I'm doing on Tuesday," or anything like that, do you?
No, exactly.
You just kind of accept it and say you're fine.
I watch a lot of like reaction videos on YouTube, right? And it's usually like American reacts to something British, and I find them quite interesting. And there's always one about like language and like when us British, when we say "you all right," in America that's taken as a "why do I not look all right?" Whereas over here it literally is just a "you all right." It's a greeting. It's not a question to actually be answered. It is very much rhetorical. If somebody says "you all right," don't say, "Oh, I'm having a toe. My knee hurts. I stubbed my toe on the coffee." It's like, no, don't care about that. Just the answer is just yes. Yeah, I'm fine. How are you? Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not difficult, crikey.
Nah.
Well, the thing is, that's just the modern version of saying "how do you do." You say "how do you do." You're not asking them how they do.
Yeah. How do I do
and
what?
the response to "how do you do" is "how do you do." It's not "fine, thank you very much." How are you?
How do you do?
That nonsense.
Imaginary hat. How do you do?
How do you do? How do you do? Imaginary hat. Unless you're wearing a hat, in which case you can actually raise your hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just doing that? If you're actually wearing a hat and then you just go imaginary hat, and you're like, no, you're actually wearing.
Well, and actually say it at the same time.
Yeah.
Imaginary hat.
So there was a TV show that I really like called
Imaginary hat.
Cougar Town. It's an American comedy show starring a lot of the people that appeared in Friends, and it's based in Florida. And anyway, it's but one of the little bits in it is when someone does something quite clever, one of the characters always goes imaginary hat, as if to say, bravo, I tip my hat.
Bravo.
But they do it to one of the characters, and he just doesn't get it. So she goes imaginary hat, and he goes imaginary tie. He's like, I don't know what's going on here. So I'm yet to find someone who actually gets that. So when because I do it at work every now and again, I'll just be like, oh, imaginary hat, and they'll just kind of look at me a bit weird, and I'm just like, no, I want you to do something better. I want you to be like imaginary shoelaces. One day.
Yeah.
I can dream. I can have goals. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I can only say that we've started on a high. And yes, indeed, high.
Hi.
Hi, listeners. Hi, watchers, viewers of the Tuesday show. It is indeed.
Hi, watchers.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah, we've set the level there.
Oh, the tone is very low already.
Set the level. I wish somebody else could set the level for us. It might be a bit higher then.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyway, welcome one and all. And why am I talking like that? Because it's Christmas Day, of course it is.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas to you all. If you're at home, or wherever you are, Merry Christmas.
Merry whatever. Happy festive season. I've started doing that at work now as well.
Really?
Because you don't want to offend anybody.
Screw them.
Yeah.
It's Christmas.
No, don't, because that's sexual harassment, Ted.
Oh well, no, I didn't mean literally. Well, no. I mean, the thing is, nobody shies away from calling other festivals by their name. So why shouldn't we do that with Christmas? It is in fact Christmas.
True.
So you can stick your holiday season up your Christmas jumper. There we go. That worked well, didn't it? Yeah, I'll keep that bit in. So anyway, that's what she said. Yep. So anyway, what am I talking about? Of course, we're live on Christmas Day. It's all in. That's what she said. Oh dear, oh dear. Yes.
Right, cut, reset back to 1.
We set a low bar, and then we failed to keep up to the standard.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, how are you doing this Christmas Day?
It's been a wonderful day.
Yeah.
So far.
So far, I mean, not entirely sure what time this is.
I'll say, what time is it? It's been a good day so far.
Yeah. Well, just before the King, we're there to steal the King's thunder with
Absolutely.
the Tuesday show. But we won't run over. We know that we could well take many viewers away from that broadcast. So we don't want to do that. Let's not clash with His Majesty. Yes, so it is in fact Christmas Day, and this must be how many? Well, we've always done a Christmas special, haven't we?
I think we may have skipped 1 year.
Did we?
I think so, yeah. But I believe this is the 5th or 6th one.
Do you know what? I think we probably skipped 2020.
Yes.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Oh, yes. 2020 we skipped.
Yes. Because of the China virus.
Yeah, because of the human malware.
Yeah. So we got 18. What? 8. Yeah.
That will make
18,
it 5,
19,
6,
20.
7.
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so this is the 5th Christmas episode that we've done. And you know what?
Smooth.
You would have thought by now there'd be just a hint of professionalism in what we do.
There'd be a smidge of flow and knowing what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how to talk to a camera and to each other. Come on. We've been friends for, I'm going to say 16 years. I'm pretty sure it's next year it will be
17 years, or is that just what you're going to say?
It's an actual 16. It'll be 17 years in March, yeah.
Gosh. Okay.
And you think we know how to talk to each other by now?
Yeah. You would think so.
You'd think 17 years.
Yeah. It's, yeah, time flies, doesn't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it does.
Yeah. Crikey.
17
years.
Yeah. Other times it drags its arse and you're just like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's usually when you're a little bit strapped for cash, like a week before payday, and you're like, oh, I just need to go shopping. I need to get some food in the house.
Yeah.
And you're just like, but then time just drags and you're just like, come on, I'm hungry. It's not that bad.
This year has been really weird when it comes to time.
Mm.
The year's gone very quickly, and I've noticed that weeks have either dragged on for what seems like a month, or they've gone in the blink of an eye.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
it's been a crazy one.
I distinctly remember January just sucking all the balls. It was awful. I hated January this year. Like, it just felt so incredibly long. Even though you're just like, so yeah, I don't know about you, but for me, so I've got 2 weeks off over the Christmas break. So I take the week of Christmas off, and I take the week of New Year off as well. So I'm already, like last year. So New Year's Day was on the Monday. So I've already lost a week in January. By the time I go back to work, I've lost a week. But maybe that's what it is, because then I've got to squeeze in 5 weeks worth of work into 4 weeks. And then plus anything from before the new year as well that I missed after finishing work. But yeah, it sucked, man. It was so long. I couldn't wait for January to be done.
Yeah.
Just to get my paycheck and be like, yeah, I'm good. Carry on, everybody.
Yes, I had the blessing of a whole 3 days off. Obviously not including weekends. For the Christmas period. I probably got the opposite thing, because I mean, in terms of workload and things, well, actually, I've got a nice little bit of catching up time.
Yep.
over the Christmas period. So hopefully, not going into January in a complete and utter cluster.
There are times when I think... So my company will automatically book off the 3 working days between Christmas and New Year. They'll always, book them off as standard. I can cancel that if I want, and I can work throughout.
Yeah.
I think there'd be a lot of questions raised as to why, because no one else is working. Like literally, the company shuts down for a week. So yeah, people would definitely be asking me why I'm doing it. But sometimes I do think it's the perfect time to catch up on so much work.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to be interrupting me. There's not going to be any meetings. I'm not going to have to, try and plan my days out, to get things done in between those meetings.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just don't. I was considering working Monday, Tuesday before Christmas, so like yesterday and Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just because the majority of people are already off, and it'll just be an ideal opportunity to catch up on some work before then taking a break for Christmas, and then I'll get a couple of days back. I was just like, I was thinking about this on Thursday, and I just went, nah, I need the time. I need the time off. I'm exhausted. I'm so unbelievable. I don't remember any year leading up to Christmas where I've been so tired.
Yeah.
Like, it's just been a struggle to get out of bed, falling asleep on the sofa. Even when I'm talking to the other half, she's just like, just go to bed. And I'm like, you know what? It's actually a good idea. Normally I'd argue the case and just be like, no, I want to spend time with you and talk to you. And she's, no, just go to bed. I'm like, yeah, okay, fine, see ya. And I do, and I go to bed. But then when I go to bed, I can't sleep because I've got so much going on in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't sleep, and I'm getting maybe an average of 5-6 hours a night, and I'm just so tired now. So I'm very much enjoying the break and not having to think about work and sleeping in as much as I want because I've got 2 weeks off, and it really doesn't matter. Time is relative.
Yeah.
Time is a construct. It doesn't really exist.
Yeah. And then you end up sleeping more.
Yeah.
Even though you don't need the sleep.
I really don't mind as long as I actually get a good night's sleep. And I think sometimes when you go to bed and it's like a solid 8 or 9 hours, because I'm unhealthy, I'm an unhealthy person, I'm not fit. I do end up waking up multiple times during the night. So then that 9 hours is cut down to 8 hours just through me getting out of bed to go pee. But then it's also a broken night's sleep, so I don't feel rested. And it's awful. Anyway, it's enough of me ranting. It's Christmas!
Yeah, it's Christmas. Yeah, I've never had I can't remember the last time I had a good night's sleep.
Usually on a Friday night after doing the show.
Yeah, but it has been a funny all year. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll talk about we'll talk about this year. See, I'm interrupting myself here. We'll talk about this year, and then what we'll do later on, we'll talk about next year and what we expect from next year. But what I was going to say was actually, when it comes to this year that we've just had, 2024, if there's ever a time where I thought a year it is perhaps demonstrating to me that somehow we actually live in a simulation.
Yeah,
it's been this year. It's just I just think things are just too crazy now.
Yeah, I agree.
Just too like that. That's not naturally how things occur.
No.
I feel like there's some strings being pulled somewhere. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but
you're a conspiracy theorist.
But it complete madness.
It's been a very strange year. Yeah, I'm sure you were about to regale us with your stories from this year, and then I'll go into mine.
I don't really have any stories.
Oh, okay. Well, it's been a weird year.
I'm just talking about the world at large. But I have felt quite sort of disconnected from reality, as if, well, I'm kind of outside of what's going on, just kind of watching a complete shit show. I don't know how your year has been.
I can relate to that. Like you say, it just feels like it's been such a bizarre year. That, yeah, sometimes you just you almost just kind of stood there in disbelief, and you just think to yourself, well, what the hell? What's just happened? Okay, to touch on probably the obvious one, UK politics, the Labour Party winning the election, and then seemingly everything going to shit. Even more shit than it already was. And you just kind of sit there and just go, because I don't follow the news. I try not to follow because it's dull. Well, it's not dull, but it's depressing, and I've got too much else going on to be really worried about it. You know? But then I'll talk to people, and they'll tell me what. The government or the latest shenanigans from the government, and you just kind of scratch your head and you're just like, really? Did they really do that? What? Are you sure? Like, the budget. I actually stopped to watch the budget because people were talking about it and saying actually it's going to be quite an interesting thing to observe. So I actually stopped to watch the budget. And I was just like, okay. I mean, they're trying to sell it as best they can, but it's not working. Ultimately, people are still going to suffer, but that's going to happen no matter what. And I'm almost sat there just looking at it from a bit of a holistic point of view, and just thinking, it doesn't matter how you dress it up. Things cost money, and things need to be paid for. And the money has to come from somewhere. So whether that comes directly out of me as the taxpayer, directly out of my pocket, or whether it comes out of a company's pocket, or whether it comes out on the stuff that I buy, it's got to come from somewhere. Either way, I'm fucked. It doesn't really matter. It's like they sit there going, oh, we're not going to take money out of the working person's pocket. Okay, fair enough. So what we're going to do instead, we're going to increase employers' national insurance contributions. Okay, what's the effect of that? Well, we'll get a big injection of cash, and then as they continue to grow and blah, 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 blah. And you just scratch your head and just think, do you not think that businesses are going to look at that and think, oh, my expenditure for people is going up by 2%? And just to put that into context, if you turn over £1 million, then that's 20 grand you've got to cough up. So that 20 grand that you could then reinvest somewhere else, that business is going to go, I can't reinvest that now because the government's taken it from me. So therefore, I'm not going to hire anyone new. I'm not going to create more jobs. Anyway, this isn't a politics show. Sorry.
Well, no, it's not a politics show. And probably just as well, because the whole thing's an absolute mess at the moment.
It's a fucking shit show.
But no, I mean, they're mad. They're mad. I mean, they're not exactly. I mean, the thing was, I think the sort of picture was painted of this guy as being fairly moderate.
Oh no!
And obviously he's been in a very establishment job for a long time, and sort of kept his nose clean. But the guy's as extreme as you possibly could get.
Oh,
he's seriously, he's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. If that wolf was Jeremy Corbyn on steroids, that's basically what you're looking at. So yeah, I mean, but at the beginning, I thought when this happened, I thought, well, this is going to be a despotic, terrible tragedy for 5 years.
Yeah,
and then he'll be out, right? So I'm immediately thinking this is going to be a bit of a disaster. I had no concept of how terrible it would be.
Nope.
And what gets me is, and don't get me wrong, I mean, I'm all for, okay, let's not explain, let's not apologise, let's just say, no, I'm doing the right thing, and if you don't like it, shut up and go away. Because as soon as you start backing down, people, see weakness. But this guy's taking it to an absolute extreme.
Oh, 100%.
Now, of course, it works to an extent because he'll do something fucking stupid. Okay, and then the news cycle moves on.
Yep.
The problem with Starmer is it's moving on to the next fucking thing that he's doing. and I can't... And over time, he is alienating each and every part of the country in each and every type of people in the country.
Yep.
There are a few sort of, client groups that he's keeping happy. But most of all, most people are just absolutely sick of the guy after what 5 months.
Yeah,
They were sick of the guy after 2 weeks.
yeah. I mean, all the riots that were going on and him implementing his new National Police Force thing, and everyone then calling him two-tier Keir, and you're just like, actually, something crazy has just occurred to me, Ted.
Yep.
So we've known each other for nearly 17 years.
Yep.
Out of that time, how many times do I actually stop and spend any significant amount of time talking politics?
You never stop and spend any significant time talking
about politics. But what am I doing right now?
You're talking about politics. You see, this is the thing that I've always said about politics, which is people say, oh, I don't really care about politics. Well, people don't care about politics, but politics cares about them.
Mm.
And I think a lot of people just don't quite get that. But then something like this happens, something like, well, hang on a minute, are we just going to have 5 years of fucking disaster? Okay, and they can see how it's actually affecting them.
Yeah,
they can see like, well, hang on, so I can't actually use Twitter and say what I think because I'll end up in jail.
Mm-hmm.
I can't actually spend money because it's all been taken in taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I can't put the heating on because my fuel, bloody fuel allowance thing,
winter fuel allowance has been cut. Yeah.
All of these sorts of things happen, and they start affecting people. And the latest one, this week? Not this week because we're live on Christmas Day, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But 2 weeks ago was the decision about the WASPy women. You know, the whole pension women. What is it? Women against state pension injustice or
okay,
something like that. Well, anyway, they were sold a bit of a pup and ended up out of pocket. That's the background. There you go. There's an in-depth background on that one. But anyway, basically,
Ted's in-depth review.
Yes, there we go. Hashtag I know what I'm talking about. So anyway, they were basically out of pocket, and the Labour Party up until the election were saying, "Oh yes, we're going to help you out. Yeah, we're going to make sure that you get what you deserve."
Mm-hmm.
An independent ombudsman said, "Oh yes, they should all get compensation," and the Labour Party said, "No, we're not going to do that.
Yep.
No, we're not going to do that." And it's like, we're not going to do it. We don't care, and we don't care about all the instances of politicians, including Keir Starmer, including what's her face, the Northern Gobby one, Clary. No. Oh God.
We're talking about the Chancellor.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember her name.
Yeah, that's the one. So.
Chancellor of the Exchequer.
Chancellor of the Exchequer, Gobby Ginge. What?
Gobby Ginge.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. That's the name. So anyway, all bold as brass, telling, saying we intend to support these people. And they say things like, yes, I'm making that commitment today to say that we will. And then they just go completely back on it.
Oh yeah, they just completely divert off. They go off completely off track.
But the thing is, there's always been an element of that because things don't, reality doesn't really play out the way you want it to.
No.
And when you're in opposition, you'll say certain things. And when you get into power, then, you find out that life's a little bit more difficult.
Mm.
But this is on an industrial scale of bullshit.
Yeah.
And that is why I sit there thinking, is this a simulation? Because how can that even exist? How can that be the case?
Right.
What's next? What's next in this kind of weird show of like, this is how Britain could be if like it was fucking weird. What's going to happen next? So next, the king's going to declare war on the government or somebody's. I just don't know.
No
and
idea.
That's why I think I shouldn't take any of this bloody seriously. and just wait for it all to blow over or see what happens next.
See, now, that's been my attitude towards politics for many, many years. Because it's literally, people will try and tell me what's going on, and I just go, well, there's a couple of things for me to think about. Yes, it's going to affect me, probably not in the way I think, but there's also fuck all I can do about it.
Yeah.
So why even bother worrying? What's the point in even trying to, bitch about it?
Yeah.
But yeah, because it's one of them. It's like, okay, all right, income tax is going to go up. Well, all right, whatever. Oh, VAT is going. Oh no, it was VAT is going down. Now it's going up. Oh, and we're going to put it back up again to pay for the fact that we put it down. And then you just go, all right. So the only people that benefit out of that is retailers, because they're just going to put their prices up. So. What country is it? Somebody told me this the other day.
But they're only collecting the VAT. They're not going to pass it on anyway to the government. But the thing is, none of this is going to happen. It's not like none of this is reality. None of it actually bears any relation to reality. And the other thing is, when they stand there and say, "Oh, we have got a £22 billion black hole which we've inherited from 14 years of mismanagement," and all this sort of nonsense, right? First of all, I don't think anybody's actually, with any kind of fiscal knowledge of being able to find this 22 billion black hole. But the thing is, they'll say things like that, but at the same time, we'll throw, several billion out to here, there, and everywhere. I won't say where because, controversial, but they'll give out money left, right, and centre out of the country to various, pet causes.
Yep.
And meanwhile impoverish the poor, the elderly, the average, I don't know, everybody basically.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I read something or heard something about there is a country. I mean, there are, I've just had a quick Google. Apparently, there are a few countries that have zero income tax. But to make their money, their VAT is higher. So you're only paying taxes on the things that you buy rather than what you earn, which I think would be a much better system. When I think about how much tax I pay, it's a figure. That figure that I pay in tax is more than double what I spend on shopping, like food shopping, and I spend a fair amount on food shopping. And I just think to myself, well, if you got rid of my income tax, I'd be more inclined to actually go out and spend more money because I'll feel like, well, I've got more money. I'll go and spend it. So they could basically put VAT up to like 50% and it'll be fine. Most people wouldn't care because the money they're paying on income taxes is no longer a factor. You just go, well, let's take some round numbers. Let's just say it's like you pay £500 a month in income tax, but you also spend £250 on your, or let's say £200 on your grocery bill. Keep it nice and round, just mental maths. Suddenly, if that was me, I'd be going, well, I've got an extra 500 quid in my pocket. Okay, so they're going to put VAT up to 50%. Well, all right, that means my £200 grocery bill is now £300. For example, I know that's not exactly how maths works.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, but I've got to spend an extra 300 quid on my grocery bill. But I've still got 400 quid in my pocket. I'm going to go and fucking buy more stuff. It's literally what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and buy more stuff.
Yeah, I can see the temptation there. I mean, in reality, that would really, really affect the people on the lowest wages. Who, many of which are actually are still outside of taxation. So they'd still be getting what they're getting now, but then they'd have to spend an absolute fortune on VAT. So. It's a bit of a fine balance, but the thing is, what isn't a fine balance is there's too much bloody tax in the first place.
Oh, yeah.
Let's scale that back, and actually you'll see more growth.
Yes.
So whilst Labour want to tax and spend, then they're not going to get the money in, they think, because they never do. Whatever the plan is, okay, what we're going to do is going to increase taxes we're going to increase VAT, and that's going to pay off this particular black hole or that black hole, or, it'll pay for the stupid thing we're doing on Tuesday, whatever it may be. So they do that, but they never have the receipts of what they think they're going to get.
No.
Because if you can avoid paying tax. You will do. So, we'll increase. Like for example, national insurance. We'll increase national insurance. Employers' national insurance contributions. So what are you going to do? You're probably going to employ fewer people if you can get away with it. Or you may sort of freeze wages a little bit, so that doesn't increase, or so there's a reduction. So that there is no more extra money coming in. It just simply doesn't happen. It's a nonsense.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's always the same though. They never collect what they think they're going to collect.
Well, no, I mean it's that. Yeah, I mean, my job, my salary is an example of that. The government knows how much I earn. The government expects a certain amount in taxes, but actually they don't get that because I have salary sacrifice benefits. My pension comes out before tax is deducted. If I had a car or if I had a company car, that would be, the payment for that is before tax is deducted. So they will never actually get as much as they ever think they will from me.
Yeah,
which is a pain in the arse come April when they go, yeah, by the way, you owe us money. And I go, fuck.
The thing is, that on a small scale, but on a larger scale, if you've got like an employer, like for example, I don't know, Tesco, and they're going to be hit with, more national insurance contributions, like, well, actually, let's just go with some natural wastage, and we'll let 10% of our workforce.
That's exactly what they do.
Drift off. We'll just do that instead. We'll save money that way.
Natural attrition. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I've seen that a few times in my career as well. Working in different places where I think was it 2008, the big economic crisis. The company I was working for at the time basically just went recruitment freeze. No one's getting employed. We will let natural attrition do its thing. No one got made redundant, which was great, but they literally just let natural attrition do its thing. And that's how they save money. But it's freaking awful. Anyway, should we move off politics?
Oh yeah. So anyway, back to Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Look, hey, we've got to think positive. And my positive message is the whole thing's a simulation, and next there'll be like I don't know, some sort of spaceship will come along and beam people off, and I don't know. And then there's all sorts of theories like, okay, well, everything's going to go really well across the pond, and then they're going to adopt us as a 51st state, and then we can just basically be Texas, but without the hats. Oh no,
we can get
the hats as well. Yeah, we'll get the hats.
I say we need the hats.
Yeah,
I have actually. I sent to my other half the other day.
I'm actually down for that, and then as long as we can still sort of have our governor can be the king, and then we'll empty out Parliament and turn it into a theme park.
Yeah, there's a way to save a shitload of money on government spending. Get rid of MPs.
Yes, that would work.
Just fuck off, the lot of you. You don't know what you're doing. I say that. I couldn't do a better job.
Neither could they. I mean,
I'll say, but then again, that's like, I can't do much worse though. That's the thing.
No.
No, I was saying to my other half the other day because for those not in the know, my significant other lives in the US. There is a plan for me eventually to move out there. And I was saying to the other day, I was like, as long as I can get a Stetson, I can wear a bolo tie with my checkered shirt or plaid as they call it. I can tuck said shirt into my jeans that has a belt with a giant belt buckle on it and a pair of snakeskin boots. And she just kind of looked at me and was like, "That's what you want." I was like, "Okay, I'll take that as permission." I'll even do the dodgy accent and everything. Howdy, y'all. I'll be overly positive and talk in a very stereotypically insulting Southern accent. So, just so everyone looks at me and smiles because they think I'm an idiot. But I don't care. As long as you're smiling, that's all I'm worried about.
That's fine. As long as you can open up your tailgate and have a good old cookout and open carry and say whatever you want without being shipped off to jail, then
Yep.
that sounds like a good idea to me.
Free speech. Eggnog, Indiana.
So there we go. Freedom of speech. So anyway, basically Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas. So
Let's get back to Christmas. You see, the thing is, what we normally, this just shows the difference, doesn't it? Because normally, if we go back to the last 4 Christmas episodes that we've had, and possibly every other episode of the show, we generally talk about food, in particular Christmas food.
Yep. Pigs in blankets.
Pigs in blankets. Although this time, we've chatted on for the best part of an hour about how terrible the government is. That tells you something, doesn't it?
It really does.
It really does.
I was just looking at the clock and thinking, we've been going for about an hour talking about the shitty UK government.
Yeah, because of the shitty UK government, it means that poor old Tiny Tim Scratchit, or whatever it's called, can't afford turkey this year.
No.
It's going to be a lean Christmas in the
It's going to be Bernard Matthews' Turkey Dinosaurs this year for Christmas dinner, and you know what? I'm here for that. I'm totally on board with that. Screw cooking a whole turkey. Oh God.
Have you had turkey Bernard Matthews turkey drummers recently?
No.
I have, because I thought I had fond memories, and I know things change because they change the recipes on things sometimes. But I had them more recently, and it was a disappointment. I think it's one of these things. You know, they say, "Well, never meet your heroes."
Yeah.
That's why nobody wants to meet me. But they say that. But the thing is, don't go back. So if it's something you used to enjoy, like if I saw Finder's crispy pancakes, I wouldn't have them because I fear it would be a disappointment.
There are so many things like that. Anything that has a hint of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Avoid it. Just avoid it like the plague. Like I've watched TV shows that I used to love when I was a kid, and they're just not the same. Or movies that I loved as a kid, they're just not the same. Some of them are still great, but most of them are just not the same. And food is exactly the same as well. Brains Faggots was one that I used to love as a kid. They were like giant meatball things before, any people think I'm insulting.
We've now been cancelled in the US.
Absolutely, yeah. But no, they were a food item. I don't know what they were made of, but they were fucking amazing.
They're still around.
Are they?
Yes.
I'm assuming they're not called that anymore, though.
No, they are called that.
Are they? Wicked.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Yeah.
Because I remember having those as a kid, and
they are good. I've had them more recently than a kid.
Okay. So I wouldn't mind giving them a go again because I remember them being really, really good. These giant balls of meat covered in gravy, and they were just so good. And there was another one. They were. And I'm sure we've discussed it before on the show. They were called spare ribs, and it was just like little rectangles of reconstituted meat that had like a rib pattern that went down. They were like Chinese flavored or something, and I remember they were amazing as well. I tell you what, the classic, and I can't remember if we spoke about it on the live stream at any point, but the McRib from McDonald's. I had a McRib a couple of months ago, and my God, that was disappointing.
Yeah.
I was like, why do people rave about this? This is awful. Like, this is like the worst thing I've ever eaten from McDonald's. And I've eaten some bad things from McDonald's. Basically everything. I don't get why people go nuts for it.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a nostalgia thing for a lot of people. They just go, I had this when I was a kid and it was great, and so I want it again. And they just don't care at that point. They're just happy they've got it.
Yeah, I mean, also the other thing is scarcity. As soon as something's scarce, so they take it on. It's an occasional thing on the menu. People want it because you want what you can't have. It's supply and demand. It's going the other way, isn't it? It's
so there's a phrase for that, and I'm pretty sure it's called like forced demand. Or artificial demand, because you make it. It's like Cadbury cream eggs or anything chocolate egg related in the UK that you can only get at Easter. They create the artificial demand because you can only get it then. It's like mince pies at Christmas. You can only get them at Christmas. Yeah. Again, my other half, she loves chocolate orange, but can only get it at Christmas. So there's that artificial. I don't know.
Okay.
So I've said I'll send her a care pack at some point. I'll just send over a metric ton of chocolate oranges to her. But it's an artificial demand. It's like, people know, these companies know that people like this stuff. So they they just say, well, it's only seasonal. It's seasonal. It's nonsense because they could make it all year round and it would be fine. But again, it's that boosting the sales for that particular period by only releasing certain items during that time.
Well, it does do as well. I mean, think about McDonald's. They'll probably be inundated with people wanting those things as it comes to the end.
Yep.
It's like, okay, this is my last chance to get a McRib before goodness knows when they bring it back, or a double chicken Big Mac or whatever it is.
Fucking chicken Big Mac,
which is the driest looking burger I've ever seen.
Have you eaten one?
I haven't eaten one.
Don't.
I've seen one.
Just don't waste your time.
I wouldn't.
They're
Why would I?
bad.
Oh yeah.
like a regular Big Mac. It's just bad.
Do you know what? I don't actually mind a Big Mac if it's properly made. But what I do find a bit weird is having the bread in the middle. It's like, why do we need extra bread?
That's it. I don't need the carbs. Thanks.
No. And if I don't need that, then just a double cheeseburger's fine.
So to be fair, a double quarter pounder with cheese will get you there if that's what you're into. But again, it's that the meat is so bland and boring. All of their burgers are the same. Like if you get it without any sauces, it will be the most bland thing you've ever eaten.
We get it with sauces then.
But that's the thing. McDonald's make things taste the way they taste because they just load it up with sauces. The Big Mac sauce is their special recipe jizz or whatever. It gives us
I had the other day.
Jizz?
No. I had a bloody Whopper.
What?
A Whopper?
I have not had a Whopper for years.
Yeah, I tell you what, Whopper. I think a Whopper is the best burger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a Whopper with cheese is the best burger. And if I was doing like a fantasy what do you call it?
Fantasy football?
Not fantasy football, but fantasy fast.
Fancy fast food.
Fancy fast food.
Wow, that took a long time to get there.
Yeah, we get there eventually. That's what she said.
Yep.
It would be a Whopper with cheese, McDonald's fries, but if they're done well,
they've got to be fresh.
Yeah,
they've got to be like fresh out the fryer fries. If they've been sat there for more than like 2 minutes, they're awful.
Yeah, or not cooked enough, and it's like droopy.
Sorry, carry on. I interrupted.
Well, that's the end of that, really. I mean,
okay.
Drink's a drink, isn't it?
Fantasy fast food for me. McDonald's breakfast? No, McDonald's chicken selects for the chicken option. Burger King fries, because they generally last a bit better than McDonald's fries.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be fair, I'd actually just probably go Burger King. If I had to, I'd go Burger King for most of it. I like Burger King burgers. I like Burger King fries. As you said, a drink is a drink. Mm-hmm. I'd only really go to McDonald's for their breakfast, double sausage and egg McMuffin with added bacon. Even though the bacon is really sad. It just looks so sad. And their chicken selects. I've really gone off of KFC recently. And I think we've spoken about this before, but yeah, I last time I had KFC, I'm just like, I was so disappointed in it. I was like, there's just no love in it anymore. Genuinely, if I go takeout, I go to a local joint. I don't go to chains anymore. I just can't be bothered because it's just the same shit. I'd rather go somewhere where they actually put in a bit of effort. Maybe some extra jizz, depending on who it is.
Yes. Yeah. How awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, but the thing with the special items, and that is fear of missing out. Now, fear of missing out. This is interesting because I heard a new phrase, which is fear of missing out. They call FOMO.
Yep.
And the new one is JOMO. And that's the joy of missing out. It's when you stay at home, you go, yeah, people are doing something. I couldn't give a toss. I'm staying here. I'm just going to sit down and not get involved. Oh, do you want to come out?
Nah.
I
mean, that's me. I'm just like, nah, I'll stay at home. Cheers.
Yeah. and it's great when you get to a certain age, you can go, nah, don't want to do that. No, why not? I just don't want to.
This has been a real realization over the last few years for me. It's just, I can 100% just be like, nah, don't want to do that. Thanks. Obviously, I can't do that to work because it's like, they pay my bills.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, anyone goes, oh, we're going to go and do, like, I've done it with colleagues for work. Like, I'll travel to one of the offices and I'll meet some colleagues and they'll be like, oh, we're all going to go to the pub after work. Do you want to? No, I'm good. Thanks. All right. I'm just going to stay here.
Yeah.
I did it once. We had like a whole team thing happening at one of the offices, and then they were, oh, we're all going to go out to the restaurant, and I just went, nah, I'm going to stay here. I'm just going to go grab a sandwich from the shop and call it good.
Yeah.
Call the missus. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I love being able to do that. I actually really enjoy being able to do that. To have that option now, I don't feel pressured into doing things I don't want to do.
Yeah. And that, my friend, is JOMO.
Okay. I'm never going to say that.
Yeah. Which is a little bit bar humbug, which brings us back to Christmas.
Bar humbug. Unfortunately, I can't not go to Christmas.
Go to Christmas.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't not go and see the family at Christmas. Although, okay, right, we are on Christmas now. I promise you we're on Christmas.
By which you mean today, yeah.
Yeah, today, yeah. So what we've started doing in my family, or we've done it for the last few years, is we go out for Christmas dinner. We don't cook at home. We go out somewhere.
Yeah.
It costs us like £100 every time per person. And I'm like, so this year, I reluctantly paid the money, and I just came to a realization where I went, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm tired of paying £100 to go out for Christmas dinner. Now, I get the businesses want to make money, and they've got to pay the staff reasonably well because it's Christmas Day, etc., etc. But I'm also like, fuck them. Why do you feel the need to be open on Christmas Day? It's like, if a family doesn't want to cook, then don't cook. Just buy a metric fuck ton of snacks and call it good. Who says you have to cook a fucking turkey on Christmas Day? Who says you have to do all this stuff? It's like, you know what? A perfect Christmas Day for me, being here is, I'll just wake up. I'll go and eat a couple of pork pies for breakfast. I'll watch some TV. I'll go make a sandwich for lunch, and I'll try and Christmas it up a little bit, and I'll probably have a chicken sandwich, and I'll put in a bit of cranberry sauce and some stuffing, and there you go. There's my Christmas sandwich. That's my Christmas lunch, and just be done with it. I ain't got to travel anywhere. I ain't got to, deal with the anxiety of hanging around people. I don't mean my family specifically, but like having to go out and just be around people is, I just don't want to do it. So I've said for next year. I mean, I do have a plan to be in the United States for next year for Christmas. But if that doesn't come to fruition for whatever the reason, I'm just going to say to my family, I'm going to be like, look, you all want to spend £100 on going out for dinner. Here's a better idea. Put that money in your fuel tank. Come to my house where I have room for everybody, and I will make Christmas dinner if that's what you want.
I think you're missing something there, which is the actual cost of creating a Christmas dinner, particularly for that number of people.
I would rather spend my £100 buying everything and cooking it myself.
Yeah, but then you've got to cook it yourself. Then you've got to clear up. Then
you've got a dishwasher for
all the extra costs. Yeah, I know, but still, I do see the sense in going out for Christmas dinner. I've done it a couple of times, and it saves a lot of bother. It really does.
I agree, but then I'm also just like, this costs £100. It's £100, man.
I know, but
I could spend £100 on snacks, and I'll be so much happier.
I can
spend £100 on shit that I want to eat.
Well, I knew you were a bar humbug, but that's ridiculous. That is just too
I
tell you what. Right, okay. This episode, this Christmas episode, is the worst Christmas episode ever because we've done absolutely no. I didn't even bother to put a bit of tinsel in the background.
Hey, look at mine.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you've not even bothered to put trousers on. But the thing is, that might be true. I don't know. But
I'm not denying it.
But the thing is, what have we done? We've come in, right? Okay, we've been incredibly depressing about the state of the country. We blackpilled people on how bad the economy is, how bad the government is, how bad everything is. So I think what we should do, we need to step this up, and I think what we'll do is what we did last year. And we'll do it again, and we'll do a Christmas quiz, and hopefully it'll be something a little bit more light-hearted and Christmassy for all you people celebrating instead of commiserating and worrying about having to spend £100 on a dinner.
Sounds good to me.
Let's do it, shall we? Let's do it. Okay, right.
Quiz time. Marvelous.
Right, so we have we got 50 questions.
I have pen and paper.
So eyes down for a full house. Have you got pen and paper? This is true or false?
Oh, okay.
You can write down whether we've decided. Should we work as a team?
I think we should.
Or
teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay, and viewers, listeners, you can play at home. And then do the quiz.
Yeah.
So here we go. Let's get started. Right. Christmas trees were once decorated with fruit. Is that true or false?
I'm going to go true. I think it's true.
It kind of makes sense. I mean, why not? I mean, it's fruit. It's colourful. It's Christmassy.
Yeah. Would have been like. I'm thinking apples, oranges, things that you could, just balance on the branches of the tree. Because
they used to balance candles on the tree.
Yeah, and cones.
Yeah. So you'd have little lit candles. That was a bit of a fire risk, but.
I can hear my health and safety manager now.
Yeah.
Don't put candles on the Christmas tree.
Right, so we're going to go with, what are we going with? True.
I think it's true.
I think it's true too.
Okay, I've noted down true.
True. I wonder if you find out whether it's true.
I was literally just wondering, actually, if they're going to just give us the answer.
Let's see. It's true.
Yeah, and it's going to give us the answer, so I'm going to stop writing and save my paper.
Okay. Santa's reindeer... Well, no. Write it down, and then we know how many we've done.
Oh, okay.
Because it won't know that, will it?
That's true.
Yeah.
Hang on then. So that one was a true. No.
It doesn't matter whether it's true. It's just all you need is a tally of whether we got it right or wrong.
Okay. So hang on then. So R for right and R for wrong. I'm kidding. Okay.
Right, at the moment, 1-0.
Yeah, we are 1-0.
Okay, Santa's reindeer are all male. Is that true or false?
I believe that is false. There is at least one female vixen.
Vixen? Well, that makes sense, I suppose.
The vixen?
I don't know.
Gypsum? No, that's British gypsum I'm thinking of. I think it's vixen. I think it's false.
Fair enough. I don't know if we should be assuming the gender of a reindeer, but anyway,
it's 2024. We can't assume anything.
Yeah. Let's have a look and see what the answer is.
Yep. 5 seconds to go.
4, 3, 2, 1. False.
There you go.
Yes.
Whee!
Yeah. There we go.
That's another one for us.
Yeah.
Santa has a wife named Mrs. Claus. I mean, come on.
Is it Mrs. Claus?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Mrs. Claus.
I think it must be. Yeah, well, I mean, certainly in one of the films.
Yeah.
I remember Christmas. No, not Christmas. Not Mr. Christmas. What's his name? Father Christmas. Oh, no, Santa Claus. That was it.
Yeah.
Santa Claus the movie.
Yep.
I feel like it was Mrs. Claus.
Yeah. I think for the purposes of this quiz, it is probably going to be true.
Yeah.
Whether it's actually true or not is to be determined.
Yeah. And
Ding.
it's true.
Are you going to edit in some dings?
I can do, yes.
Yeah, okay, good.
No, it's live on Christmas Day.
Yes, it is, yes.
The movie Elf features Santa's workshop.
True.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's
Yeah, 'cause that's
Will
where they work.
Ferrell. Yeah, and it shows it being
I know, yeah.
comedically large. So that's the true. Good.
Yeah.
We got that
True,
one right.
We got that right, yep.
4-0.
Jingle Bells was the first song played in space.
Played in space. I don't know. That's a coin flip.
That's
False.
like a, yeah, why not? True. Yes.
Oh, it's true. I said false,
Yeah.
but okay, we'll go with your answer.
Okay. Right, I need to pause for this. But anyway. The first Christmas celebration was in 1 AD.
False. I'm going to say false. It feels too obvious.
Yeah.
It feels like a trap. It's a trap.
Well, I don't know. I mean, technically, Christmas is just...
Celebrates Christ's birthday, doesn't it?
So therefore, like, oh, great, you're
You're dead. Merry Christmas, everyone.
no, you're born. That's a birthday.
No, well, but 1 AD is after he died. So it's literally
No, it's
like...
not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
Okay, it's not.
Well, no, it's born in nothing.
From what I remember
Well,
in school, the 1 AD wasn't until after he died. So there was like this big 32-year gap biblically between him being born and him dying.
Really?
In terms of years, yeah. But I don't know how true that is. Like I say, I'm not a religious scholar. I don't fucking know.
Okay. Well, no, I mean...
I'm still going to say it's false. Like, it feels like a trap. So I'm still
it does feel like a
false.
trap, yeah. Yeah. And do you know what's interesting? We haven't really got much to go on, because when it comes to the answer, it's only going to be true or false. We're not going to have any detail.
That's it. We literally have a 50% chance of getting this wrong.
Yeah, I know. So if you're watching this and you do know anything about this, you're a theology scholar, then please do
Get in the comments.
get in the comments and let us know.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
And it is false.
There we go.
We are correct.
That's another point for us.
Yep. 6-0.
Santa's sleigh is powered by magic dust. I mean, how can this be a true... We're the best one in the world. You know, are we saying... Well, obviously Santa's real, so...
Of course he is. Sorry, they are. Not assuming anything. I mean, it could be. I don't know what common law is on that. Well, LORE, not LAW.
Yeah.
Is Santa magical? Are the reindeer magical? Or is it actually pixie dust?
But this is the thing. Is the sleigh powered by magic dust, or is the sleigh powered by reindeer?
I thought it was powered by reindeer farts, personally.
Reindeer?
Yeah.
But are the reindeer powered by magic dust?
That's the question, isn't it? Is it the reindeer that are magical, or do they require, let's be honest, it's probably LSD at this point.
I know what it is. It's magic dust sprinkled into the reindeer's food.
Oh, okay.
They eat the food, they fart rainbows, and it flies. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Yeah,
we'll go
jet-powered sleigh. We'll go true.
No, it's false.
No. 6-1.
Dropped a point.
Christmas is celebrated on January 7th in some countries. I heard something about this being true once.
That's great. Let's go with true.
Yeah, let's just go with true.
It's bound to be the case, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it's true.
Look
there
at
we
that.
go. We're back. We're back in the saddle.
I don't know where. I mean,
Back in the reindeer saddle.
yeah.
The tradition of kissing under the mistletoe began in America.
America. Well, what do you think for that one?
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, there's lots of things that began a lot more recently than you think.
I feel like
America's pretty recent.
I feel like if it was invented in America, it would have been called kissing under the camel toe.
You don't have camels in America.
How do you know? You ever been there?
Well, I mean, I suppose there's going to be one or two in zoos, isn't there? But it's not a natural place for a camel.
No, it's not a natural camel environment.
But, good that you managed to get camel toe into the Christmas special.
Yeah, I'd shoehorn in camel toe into a Christmas. I'd go with. I'm going to say true. Personally, I think it's true.
Why not? Yes, true. We've still got to wait for the countdown.
I'll say it's pure guesswork at this point because we have no research.
No.
Or anything.
And it's false.
Womp womp.
Where did it begin? Nobody's ever going to know. Santa delivers presents to children in Africa.
Of course he does. He delivers presents all around the world. Of course he does. There are Christians in Africa.
Yeah. True. There we go. Yeah, there's Christians all over the shop. Right. Reindeer are native to the North Pole.
I mean, I'd say it's false.
Yeah, technically it's false, isn't it? Yeah. False, yeah. We're doing well. 2?
9 to 2, yeah.
Anyway, Christmas is called Weihnacht in Germany.
Weihnachten.
There we go. I never studied German.
I think that's wrong. I don't know what it is, but I know it's not that.
Right. Okay.
From what I remember studying German in school, so
okay.
I think it's false.
That's false. False.
Yep.
Let's find out. It's true.
Son of a bitch, fucking Germans.
Typical shabby Nazi trick.
Yeah.
Right. Christmas crackers contain candy.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but let's say no. Because they don't, do they? I mean, you get a hat. There we go. You get a hat. You get a silly toy.
Yeah.
And you get a joke. It's not very funny.
Yeah. Star of Bethlehem was actually a comet.
Star of Bethlehem was actually a comet. Ooh.
I mean, from an astrology point of view, I'd say that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder if the three wise men were just following Halley's comet. As it skimmed across the atmosphere.
Not very wise, is it?
No. It seems plausible. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, the thing is, I'm sure somebody has scientifically determined that there was a comet which was visible on or around that time. So I would say that there's probably a scientific opinion out there.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
I'm leaning towards true.
Yeah, let's go with true.
Okay, let's do the countdown.
4, 3, 2, 1, and it's false.
Whoop.
Santa Claus is known as Father Christmas in the UK.
And many other places around the world.
I would have thought so. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, true.
I remember reading that in the Chronicles of Narnia. Yep, that's true. Yeah. We win. Father Christmas. Christmas stockings were first filled with gold coins.
Or
coal if you were bad.
Yeah, gold coins. That seems a little far-fetched.
It does, considering the abject poverty that most people lived in, for the last 2,000 years.
I would say that Christmas stockings are probably... I mean, now people have loads of presents under the tree and things like that, but I think people originally would have just put a sock at the end of the bed and then hope that they get a maybe an orange or a...
Yeah, see, I think it was fruit.
Yeah.
Or food, some kind of food item, and that's where I think like the Americans have kind of taken that to be put in, like, that's where you see the, in film and TV, candy canes in the... in the stockings. I think it was originally fruit, so I'm going to say that's false.
Yeah, I agree. And I think if there was going to be any money in there, it would probably be a groat or something like that.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
True.
Oh, come off it.
Fuck you, Christmas. Where's my gold coins?
Yeah, I'd like that, some gold coins.
Yeah, that'd be a nice present.
I'll pull all my socks out.
Yeah.
There are 10 reindeer pulling Santa's sleigh. Is that true or false? Do you know the names of them all?
I don't.
There's something like Prancer, Dancer, Sleepy, Doc and Joe or something.
Yeah, Grumpy, John, Barry. Paul and Barry chuckle.
Derek and Rasputin. Yeah.
I think it's true, but I'm not 100%.
Right, okay.
I know there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there is a lot of them. Larry, Curly, Mo.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe it's false. See, now I'm thinking false. I think it's 8.
Yeah. I mean, whatever it's going to be, it will be an even number. We know that much.
So it's definitely not 7.
No.
7?
7.
Lucky 13. I don't know. I mean, it's 50-50. What do you think?
I'm going to say... Oh, I don't know.
Okay, let's go with true. I think it's true.
Rudolph,
Prancer, Dancer, Vixen, and Robbie.
Dixon the Doc Green.
Yeah.
Robbie Coltrane.
I was thinking Robbie the Reindeer. There was an animation, like the people that made Wallace and Gromit. Who are they? Park Park. Nick Park did a Christmas thing called Hooves of Fire many years ago, and the main character was called Robbie the Reindeer, and it was about like a
reindeer.
It was looking for someone to lead the sleigh. I think like Rudolph was retiring or something, and they were looking for someone else with a big red nose or something. And it was like all about the reindeer games. It was good fun. I enjoyed it actually. It was good mini movie. But anyway, I think it's true.
Let's find out.
In 1, 2.
Oh,
Well, maybe it is 8 then.
Wrong.
Maybe it is 8. What would be nice
we laboured over that one as well, didn't we?
Yeah. It would be nice if they kind of gave us the an explanation or the actual answer.
Some kind of explanation would be good.
Polar Express is based on a true story. Fuck no. It's a magical train that travels through the snow.
Yeah, this is something I've only just become aware of. Yeah. So,
I feel like this year there's been a lot of like Polar Express things for kids to do.
Yeah.
Like, as in like public like attractions or something. I've seen it on Facebook from a couple of friends in the UK who have taken their kids to the Polar Express, and it's just some tatty old train that's had a bit of tinsel thrown on it. Or in one case that I saw, a school bus. In America, a yellow school bus that had like cardboard cutouts of train shapes. I mean, I very much appreciate the work and the imagination that goes into that to make something fun for the kids, but I'm also like, my God, that looks like trash. If I had kids, I'd never say that in front of them. I'd be like, oh, look, it's so magical, the Polar Express.
I mean, there's just so many ways to cash in on things.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the next thing is the elf craze.
Oh,
all the children have got elves now.
Oh, that
elf on a shelf.
Elf on a shelf bullshit, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't that something to keep kids occupied through COVID? Because they couldn't go out anywhere.
Really?
I think that really popped up at around COVID, yeah.
Anyway. Oh, pesky Wuhan. Right. Anyway, let's find out.
Yeah.
But hang on, what's the answer?
I think it's false.
Okay, we'll go with false. Yeah, it's false.
There we go.
Obviously.
Magical trains.
Yeah. Christmas Island is in the Pacific Ocean.
Hang on, I do know the answer to this one. Christmas Island. I think that's true. Christmas. Yeah, I'm sure it's like Virgin Islands. I'm sure it is. I'm sure. I'm like 99% sure that's true. No, I'll call it 89% sure.
Okay.
89.5.
And it's true.
Let's be honest, you had two choices on that, Pacific or Atlantic.
Yeah.
Could have been the Indian Ocean.
Yule, not the I'm not pretending to be an American with an American accent. Yule. Yule was an ancient winter festival. Yeah, why not?
True, false, or subscribe? I think the answer is subscribe. Sure, let's go with true. I have no idea.
Okay, let's say true, and it's true. There we go.
Almost like you know.
Yeah.
Well, we're currently 15 for 5.
Okay.
15 to 5.
Santa's original suit was blue. That's not true.
That's not true. It was brown.
No, it was green.
Brown.
It was green, and then it went red because of Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I knew it went... What? Santa's suit was not blue. Fuck you.
What, did it say true?
It said true, yeah. Go back.
Oh, do you know, everything I know is nonsense.
See, this is where... So, you know what I'm thinking right now, though? Is at some point I'm going to make my own Christmas quiz and post it to one of my channels.
Yeah.
But it's actually going to have references and citations in there.
Yep.
To prove all this shit, because I don't believe for a second his suit was blue.
No.
Oh,
and more to the point, I think what you should do is you should have at least 2 questions which are wrong, just to really infuriate people like us when we're here trying to entertain people, doing a we're here on Christmas Day of all days.
Yeah. Doing this bullshit.
We talked about Starmer's government. We're really down in the dumps now. So we want to be we want to entertain people. We want people to be happy on Christmas Day, and then look what happens. This is what happens. Santa's original suit was blue. Bullshit.
Yeah, bollocks. It's total bollocks.
Yeah. Ironically, it lights up green because that was the colour of his suit.
Yeah.
I know that because a 9-year-old said it the other day. So it must be true. Right, moving on. The Christmas tree tradition came to the US in the 1800s.
I can believe that.
Yeah, why not? True.
Yeah, I can believe that. Considering, in 1800, yeah, there you go. That's true.
Point to us.
The US was only 24 years old.
Mm.
At that point. So, yeah, I can believe that.
Mm.
What does that say?
Poinsettias are poisonous to humans. I've got no idea.
I don't know what the hell that is. Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Let's
say, yeah, why not?
Yeah, true. Let's just say true.
Yeah. No, false. It's false. We lost a point.
Yeah. Again, it'll be nice to understand what it is, and
yeah,
I'll see the snowman melts at the end of the story. I think he does. Yeah.
No idea. So I'll go with you.
Yeah, yes. I think that's a true.
Okay, that's true.
Or maybe it's false. Okay, we'll say true. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Of course it is, because nothing says Christmas like the tragedy of the snowman. Like the actual, like the film The Snowman, where he melts at the end, is actually quite heartbreaking.
Yeah, I know. It's awful, isn't it, really?
The world's largest...
Have you seen the newer one with the dog as well?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, that was okay.
Yeah, that one wasn't bad. The world's largest Christmas tree is in New York City. Sure. Americans like to go big or go home, you know, so sometimes both.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, let's say it's true.
No, it's not true. It's nonsense. What were you thinking? The 12 days of Christmas, they've gone home. They didn't go big. The 12 days of Christmas refers to the days before Christmas.
That's false. It's the days after. 5 gold rings.
False. We get the point.
Yep.
Santa's elves are over 1,000 years old.
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
They look great for 1,000, let's be honest. You know, no wrinkles or anything. True. Point us.
Question 28. The custom of caroling began in medieval Europe.
Medieval Europe?
Well, yeah, why not?
I'm not sure about medieval, but yeah, okay, there we go.
Yeah. People used to sing in medieval times.
That's true, yeah.
You must have seen the films.
Santa travels at the speed of sound. That is false. Mainly because he's not real. Sorry, kids.
True. False.
Okay, right, pause it. Now what do I do?
I
said false and you said true.
Well, I only said true just to,
You're just trying to get a rise out of me, weren't you?
No. What I was trying to do was just reaffirm that you were wrong about Santa not existing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've marked that as a point for us then.
Yeah.
Silent Night was originally in German.
Silent Night was originally written in German. Da.
You mean ja? Da is Russian.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was answering the question about German in Russian.
Yeah.
Because I'm inclusive.
So you think it's true? Okay.
I believe it to be true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, darling.
Let's find out. It's true. There we go.
It's true. Point us.
Yeah. Not only are we bilingual, we're also knowledgeable.
Fully inclusive, yeah. The red and white colours of Christmas came from Coca-Cola. I believe this to be true. I have always been told that is true. False.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Controversial.
Gifts are exchanged on January 6th in Spain. No, they're exchanged on the 6th of January, if anything.
You're going to call it false based on semantics.
I'm going to say true, though. Yeah, there we go. We win the point.
Okay.
Got there just in the nick of time.
I love just making up the rules.
Christmas is celebrated in summer in Australia.
That is true.
Well, yeah, why would it not be?
Again,
it's summer there right now.
Again, there's some semantics in there, but yeah. Obviously, because our summer is their winter. And Christmas is during their summer.
Yeah.
Turkey is the most popular Christmas dinner meat in the UK. True.
True.
Right now, yeah, it's true. No one buys goose, or not many people buy goose anymore. Actually, no, it might be false. But I'm going to say true. Yeah.
True.
Because actually, as soon as I said that, I went, oh, maybe people like gammon, because I know people do.
I'm not entirely sure there's a great deal of research that goes into these questions.
No, I don't think so.
The song White Christmas was written during World War II.
False. True. No, I'm going true.
True. There we go.
Yeah.
Good. Pulled that one. Pulled that from the jaws of defeat. Christmas cards were invented in the 20th century.
Ooh. I don't know. Can you imagine Queen Victoria sending people Christmas cards? False. There we go.
Nice one. Just under the wire.
Yeah.
Krampus is part of Christmas folklore in Austria. Correct.
True. Austria? Yeah.
Isn't that like some sort of anti-hero type?
Santa's brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it in a movie the other day. There you go. True. Point us. Yeah, there's a movie called Red One. It's a recent movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The X in Xmas means Christ. That's true.
Well, it's a substitute for Christ.
It means Christ as well.
Okay.
That's its meaning.
It also marks the spot.
It does. It does indeed. If you're a pirate, you would know that.
Yep. Santa delivers gifts by helicopter in Hawaii. Sure. False.
Yeah, it's false.
He does it through his sleigh. Come on, people.
I mean, why? The world's largest gingerbread house is edible.
That's true because it's made of gingerbread.
True. Yeah.
Duh. Oh, some of these are ridiculous. True. Point us. We're not doing bad here.
That's like the world's biggest cake.
Yeah.
It's cake.
Christmas Eve is more celebrated than Christmas Day in Poland. Oh.
I'm going to say true.
I'm going to say true. It feels like that. Yeah, I'm going to say true.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, actually, Christmas Eve, that's when it was all, I mean, in theory. Let's not worry about exact dates, but that's really when it was all kicking off, wasn't it? Because it was dark. So it must have been night time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be looking at a star because the sun would be shining.
Precisely.
So it's actually Christmas. Hey, do you know what? Not just a hat rack.
Rack. I've never heard that before. That's great.
Here we go.
We're going true.
That's something that is it? I think it's Joey in Friends says he goes hat, not just a hat rack. Let's have a look. True. There we go.
True. Yes. Nice.
We are.
Santa Claus is also called Saint Nicholas. That is true.
Yep. True.
We know this is true.
Yeah.
Hurry up, timer. We know it's true.
Yeah, we know it. Come on. Yes.
There we go.
Another one in the bag.
Yep.
Elves were originally part of Norse mythology.
I can believe it.
But
I'm not sure if it is true, but...
Yeah, true. Why
let's
not?
go with true.
Yeah. And it's true.
The Christmas tree was once a pagan symbol. No, I don't think that's right.
I think there was certainly the pagan holiday was about that sort of time, but maybe not the tree.
Oh, true. We got that one wrong. All right.
Santa enters homes through the chimney only in America.
That's false.
False.
That's 100% false. And if you don't have a chimney, he comes through the garage door.
Oh, okay.
That's bullshit. It's keyhole, is what I heard. Anyway, we got that one.
Well, he has a special key.
Yeah. Giggity. The tradition of caroling started in Italy. Well, we knew it was in Europe, so...
Yeah, we know it's medieval Europe.
Medieval Europe, yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Why not?
Yeah, true. Why not Italy?
No, it's false.
No, that's false. Bollocks.
It's bollocks. No, we've been sold up there.
Yeah.
The first Christmas was celebrated in Rome. The Italian thing. We got Jeep last time. Maybe this is designed. Let's say true for this one.
True. Yeah.
True.
Okay.
True. Yeah. There we go.
There it is.
Next up,
Three more questions. Candy canes were designed to resemble a shepherd's staff.
True.
I can believe that with that general shape.
Yeah.
I don't see any other reason to make it that shape. Yeah, there we go. True.
The song Deck the Halls mentions Santa Claus.
I don't think it does. False. We got that. Because I did say I don't think it does.
Yeah.
So we won that one. Last question. Christmas markets originated in Germany. Now, there's this whole thing about the German Christmas market, isn't there? Where people go, I want to go to the German Christmas market, even though it's in the UK. And you're just like, okay. I want to say false just because it feels like a trope. Not a trope, but it feels like a trap. It feels too obvious to be true.
Well,
but I might be wrong.
You might be. Now, my theory on this is clearly a US-based thing. Yes. And I don't know if in the US they're as big on German Christmas markets as we are. I don't think they are either. So therefore, this actually might be new information for the US.
Maybe.
Whereas for us, we think that's so obvious because of German Christmas markets that we think we're being given a bum steer. So my instinct is to go with true.
Okay, let's go true, because I truly have no idea.
Okay, let's find out. It's the last question. It's Christmas markets originated in Germany. True or false? We're saying true.
The answer is... You should have pressed play ages ago.
And the answer is...
Our survey says...
True! Hey!
Well, we won that with 39 to 11.
Fantastic. And
there you go.
Yeah, there we go.
39 to 11.
Well, let's tiny little shout out to a channel called Glossary Official, which we basically nicked that from.
Yeah, go give them a like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, whatever they were.
Yeah. Quiz time.
So that was the Christmas quiz. Are you feeling a little bit more Christmassy now?
I always feel Christmassy, Ted. Can you not tell?
I cannot tell. But,
good. Success.
Okay. Now we've got back into the Christmas spirit. I think it's possibly time to focus our minds and thoughts, and perhaps our listeners and viewers' thoughts and minds towards the new year and what we might expect from 2025. Nice round number, isn't it?
Yeah, just like I was genuinely thinking the other day, I was like, I cannot believe that we're at 2025 already. Like, even just like, where's the last 25 years gone? Or 24 years gone? 25. Yeah, I remember the millennium. I was in school. I remember the whole millennium thing and the millennium bug and, excuse me, planes crashing out the sky.
You still got the millennium bug there.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I do remember all of that, and I can't remember as time going on. And yeah, like I say, we first met in 2008, and yeah, just so much has happened in the last 25 years. It's crazy. Yeah, it's really weird. And I know next year's going to be busy at work, and you know, there's some changes afoot, and it's going to be a challenging year from that perspective. But I don't know, just life in general. I don't know. Who knows what's coming?
Yeah.
Who knows what's coming? Who knows what the government are going to do next?
Well, this is it. I mean, it's every day it's something more ridiculous than the day before.
Exactly. Who knows what's going to happen? And I think the only thing I can really say on it is I hope that it's a good year for everybody. I hope that, you know, it's not as terrible as we're making it out to be. You know, life is not actually that bad. You know, and we can all kind of muddle our way through and do what we got to do. But no, I genuinely hope it's a fantastic year and prosperous and all that sentimental bullshit that people say. Because that's what I want for myself.
Yeah,
I want it to be a good year. I want to be prosperous. You know, I want to have an easy life, so I hope that's what the year delivers for me.
Well, I have to say, I mean, just before the start of the new year, certainly in recent times, I thought, right, okay, next year is going to be my year. Next year is going to be our year. And then, like, about 2 weeks into it, I think, oh, sod it. Well, there's always next year.
It's the whole. Now, I'm not big on like New Year's resolutions. I don't think they should be a thing. I think people put too much pressure on themselves, and that's why a lot of people fail. However, some people do succeed. You know, when it comes to their New Year's resolution. So this year, I am actually, or next year, I should say, I am taking the New Year's resolution position, whatever.
Yeah.
I am making a resolution, and that is to lose weight and try and get a bit healthier. I'm bored of being fat. Yeah, I'm over it now. I've had my fun. I'm over it. So I've started the process of creating some nice little little printed signs that I'm going to laminate. I've got a laminator on the way, and I'm going to start posting them everywhere. And it's things like, so on my kitchen cupboards. So like when I go to make lunch, because I work from home, when I go to make myself lunch, it's usually like a ham and cheese wrap or two, and it's more often than not two. So the card that's going to be on the kitchen door as I open it, it will say, "You don't need two, only have one." And in the hopes that will encourage me to only have one.
Yeah.
And the same on the inside of the freezer door. So when I make chicken burgers or anything, or when I get anything out of the freezer to with a plan of making food, it's going to say, "You only need one."
Yeah.
You don't need two, you only need one. So, and I'm hoping that's going to give me a bit of encouragement to actually try and eat a bit better and lose some weight and get out of bed and exercise. Like, again, I'm going to put things around the house. I'm terrible. I love routine, but I'm terrible at sticking to a routine without kind of being prompted, I've realized. So there's going to be things like...
Have you considered full-length mirrors?
I do have a full-length mirror in my bedroom, on my wardrobe. It's a full-length mirror. And I do not like what I see.
Maybe get one for every room.
Maybe. But it's that... I look at myself in the mirror and I go, "Yeah, you're overweight. Yeah, okay." And then I kind of walk away from the mirror and then I kind of look at myself and I'm like, "It's not that bad, is it?" And then I see myself in photographs and then I go, "It's really that bad. I really need to lose weight."
Yeah.
Like when I'm, and I won't call anybody out, but when I'm the same size as a friend's dad who is, clearly much older than me, and has earned the right to be that size. When I'm the same size as that person, it concerns me a lot. So I am making the New Year's resolution this year. I am going to try and exercise more and eat less, and just try and get myself back into trying to be an adult. Like, okay, I brush my teeth every day, but sometimes it's not twice a day. Because I've gotten up late and I'm like, I need to quickly shower and then I need to just get to work and I haven't got time to arse around with a fucking electric toothbrush. And I just skip it. I just go, bollocks, whatever. But then there's also days where, I'll just be like, I'm tired and I want to go to bed and I'm, at that point of the day where I am falling asleep, but I know that if I go and start brushing my teeth, I'm just going to wake up.
Yeah.
So I just go, I won't do it, and I'll do it in the morning, and then I'll just go to bed. I still end up being awake, just like that whole process of getting off my ass, off the couch, and walking upstairs and getting ready for bed is enough to wake me up, and then I'll just lay there wide awake.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of that is to do with my, physical health as well as my mental health. So I'm committing to make some of those improvements.
Yeah.
In the new year, I'm also committing to quitting vaping at some point in the new year. I've got a shit ton of juices that I need to get rid of, and I don't, I could just get rid of them. I could throw them away, but I also don't want to waste the money. But to mentally prepare myself, I'm just like, I'm just going to cut down. And I have actually slowed down a lot. Actually, I don't vape anywhere near as much as I used to in the last month or so, which is good. So I want to do that. I'm committing to saving more money, so I can do more of the things I actually want to do, like go to America. And buy some of the nice things that I want to buy, and not be scrambling around when it comes to MOT time for my car, going, holy shit, well, I'm going to find 60 quid from to pay for the MOT.
Yeah.
Just to do things like that, so I can actually start trying to enjoy life a little bit more. So yeah, that's my New Year's resolution for this year.
And the thing is, there's always one or two ways of going with things, because what I would say is, you've always got to have that background. Don't beat yourself up over the don't sweat the small stuff.
Yep.
Because otherwise you just drive yourself mad, But I think there's so many examples now of people, and because you see it online all the time, you see it on social media. And I'm not just talking about celebrities or adverts, but people who've just gone, well, do you know what? I just decided I'm carrying too much weight, and I went off and lost half my body weight. And you just think, oh, you twat. I can't get away with being fat anymore because other people are doing it and they're managing.
Yeah.
So
and they're doing really well.
I knew it wasn't impossible, but there's too many success stories out there to really justify being a sphere.
I'm really trying to break the whole forgive yourself mindset. that seems to have set in. Like, and some of the more flippant excuses, like the one I heard a lot, and again, I don't want to call out anybody for ever saying it to me, but it's that, why do I need to get in shape? Round is a shape. And it's like, well, it is true.
Yeah.
But it's also a load of bollocks.
Yeah. Same as, it's all paid for.
That's it. I bought and paid for it. I should, no. Yeah. I'm unhealthy. My health, my life is at risk by being the size that I am. And I need to do something about it. So, in that spirit, I have challenged a colleague at work who was also talking about the same thing. So we're going to do weekly weigh-ins, and we're going to start keeping food diaries and things like that, and just holding each other to try and keep ourselves on track. I'll say hold each other to task, but I think that's the wrong phrase. We're just going to try and keep each other on track, and it's that. And the thing is, there is an element of don't beat yourself up, because there will always be times where it's Friday night or it's Saturday night, and I've had a long night. I had a long night of gaming on the Friday night after doing the live stream or whatever, and then I'm just like, I don't want to cook. I just fancy a pizza. Yeah. But also to really get my mind into the place of, okay, I can order a pizza, but just one pizza. I don't need buy one get one free. I don't need a giant meal deal from Papa John's or Domino's. Just buy the pizza that you want. And you know what? There's a pizza joint just up the road from where I live. It's literally a 4-minute walk away. So why don't I just walk there, buy said pizza, and walk home again? That way I'm also not paying for delivery fees, and all this shit that pisses me off. It's like, I literally go, I've just spent 50 quid at Domino's, yet I'm still paying £2.50 delivery. Yeah. Fuck you, Domino's.
Yeah. Well, Domino's are an absolute rip-off. I mean,
they are.
But the thing is, when it comes to takeaways, I don't know. It's never ever needed. I mean, I'll just think, I can't be bothered, and then if somebody says, could just order something, I'm like, you said that now. I'm like, well, now I'm just thinking about that thing, but I can easily think about something else. I can have a whole day where I'm just thinking about curry, but then I'll watch something on TV. I'm like, Chinese or pizza or whatever it may be, or kebab. But the reality is, just poach an egg, stick it on some toast. Yep. And you know what? You eat that, and I'm not hungry anymore. It didn't take long, and I'm not hungry. And guess what? I've just saved 30 quid.
See, and there's the other thing. It's like, I'll sit on the sofa, and it's 9 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I'm really snacky, I'm peckish. Yep. And I can then easily go and unload 30 quid on takeout. But then I just think, it's taken nearly an hour for this thing to arrive. Okay, or maybe half an hour if it's on a good day. I'm like, I could have eaten in half the time if I just got off my arse, went to the kitchen and just got a bowl of cereal, or cooked some fish fingers and threw them in a wrap. Yeah, a tasty meal that I do actually enjoy, and it takes very little effort. Yeah. And I've then saved myself 30 quid. Back in the day, there was a point in my life where, I didn't have a lot of money, and what little money I then got, this is where my real unhealthy relationship with food came from, was what little money I did have. It's FOMO. It was literally that fear of missing out, not knowing where my next meal is coming from, all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, I'd be looking at it, I'd be going, right, I've got 15 quid. And I'd be then scrolling through Just Eat or whatever app was in vogue at that particular moment. And I'd be like, oh, great, I can have all of this stuff. And I'm literally thinking about and doing some crazy mental gymnastics to maximize my £15 investment into a delivery, and I'm then coming away with burgers and chips and kebab and all this stuff, and I'm just like, I don't need that anymore. My kitchen has food in it. I don't need to think like that anymore. It's a real unhealthy relationship I have with food, but I love eating. That's the thing. My favorite thing to do in the entire world.
Yeah, I think definitely for me. I'm the same. I've always been New Year's resolutions are a terrible trope, and I don't want to be involved in that. It's a cliche to say, "Oh, I'm going to go on a diet," or
New Year, new me.
All that sort of nonsense. But there has to be a start point. And I think there's things. I mean, we're talking about takeaways and talking about the cost of those, and just thinking, well, let's face it. You pick up the phone, or you get on Just Eat. It's 30 quid.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what you're getting.
Nope.
You're going to end up spending 30 quid.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter for how many people either. It's always 30 quid. So, I want to stick it to Keir Starmer, and I want to stick it to the World Economic Forum, and I want to stick it to being fat and being poor, and I want to eat steak, and I want to eat extra amount of meat just to offset some veganism. I want to continue driving a car that has fuel that goes into it, the old liquid gold.
Liquid gold.
So I'm still going to have a dinosaur powered car.
Dinosaur.
I'm going to have, I'm going to eat steak. I'm not going to get takeaways. I'm going to buy Bitcoin, and I'm not going to conform.
Mm-hmm.
And there's my resolution. I'm going to lose weight, and
become anti-establishment. Okay.
Yes,
noted.
And then I'm going to get a cowboy hat. And and I will and just hope that we are rescued. If you're out there and you fancy sponsoring to the UK, from the UK to the US,
we are available
to talented. Well, I won't say talented, but 2 people.
Fat people.
Yeah,
we'll fit right in.
Yeah,
that's what she said.
With jokes like that, we should have refugee status in the US.
So
yes,
can we just go over there and just claim asylum?
Yeah.
Honestly, on what grounds? Because Starmer's a
he's a tyrant. But no, I mean, genuinely though, at what point, when you look at actually the, how things have changed, and we say, well, we've always had this tradition in this country, and we exported it around the world. Freedom of speech, and people being innocent until proven guilty. The rule of law, all the good stuff. And it's being chipped away at. Well, hang on. We could say, well, I don't have freedom of speech.
But we don't have freedom of speech. That's the thing. We don't have free speech in this country. We have freedom of expression, which is slightly different. I was watching a video on this the other day, and I was like, I don't fully understand the difference, but there is a difference. Like, well, in America, you can basically say whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't matter. Unless you're doing it on Twitter, and then they'll shut you down. But in the UK, you can't do that. Because you walk so many fine lines on, well, hate crime. Just for speaking your mind. You just can't do that. But you have freedom of expression, which apparently is different.
And now they want blasphemy laws.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jesus
we did have them years ago. I mean, they were then outdated, and then they got rid of them
we had them in the 1200s.
Yeah, and they obviously they were never used. You always get those old laws there that are still on the books.
It's legal to shoot a Welshman on a Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah,
with a bow and arrow over a grassy knoll or some shit like that. Yeah,
I mean, I don't think it will happen, but what the hell? I mean, who knows? Who knows? The world's gone absolutely crazy. Certainly, this country's gone crazy.
Yeah,
there are many countries that have gone a bit crazy. And there just seems to be like this I've just got this feeling that the world is going to heal itself, and it's going to start in America. And yeah, can we go and say, excuse me, I want to claim asylum because I want what you've got, which is freedom of speech. I want the protection of the First Amendment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to exercise First Amendment rights, which I don't have in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if somebody wants to just give me like 50 grand to clear my debts first, and then I'll happily come over. Happily just move. Literally. It's that... I know we've spoken about it many times on the show, but that whole lottery winning thing, it's that... Just give me 50 grand.
Yeah.
Give me 50 grand to clear my debts, start from scratch, and then I will just leave.
Yeah.
You know, I'll just go, and I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, I'd have to bring a bunch of people with me, but I mean, God, you know, and the depressing thing is, like 5-10 years ago, even, I wouldn't even dream of wanting to live anywhere else.
I think I used to be like that.
Wouldn't even occur to me.
I used to be like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've wanted to live in America. Yeah, we all know it. I've wanted to live in America for a very long time.
Yeah.
But certainly, like, you know, if you go back to like childhood, or even like, you know, even like the point I'm just leaving school, I'm not considering leaving the UK. I like the UK.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I like this country.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I still like this country. We live in a beautiful country. You know, we have some tremendous landscapes and tremendous places to be. It is slowly circling the drain, is what it feels like at this point, and I just want out. And I know that you can say that about anywhere. Like, if there are any American audience members listening or watching, you know, feel free to get in the comments and let us know what you think about America right now. Because there will always be people, and there will always be reasons to, you know, think everything's going to shit. You know, it just feels at this particular moment, and maybe it's because I am starting to pay more attention to politics, it just feels like this country is fucked.
Yeah. Whereas I see, I mean, just to have a little bit of positivity here, because we are talking about the new year and saying, yeah, things can get better.
Yes.
I do genuinely see a light at the end of the tunnel, but over there.
Yeah.
I see light at the end of the tunnel. And the thing is, we are very often basically downstream of what's happening in the States.
Yep.
So I'm hoping, and the rest of the world for that matter, so I'm hoping that there will be positives around the corner. Yeah. And I don't think I don't think Two Tiers is going to be around for that much longer.
Yeah, I don't know is the honest answer. I mean, when was the last time we forcibly removed a prime minister? Because that's what it would come down to. It would be a forcible exit.
It wouldn't be. It would be his party. And there's going to come a point when his party is going to go, well, hang on a minute, we are not going to exist as a party. Come, bloody hell, whenever, 2029?
I'll say 29, yeah.
Yeah. You know, they're going to twig that they're not even going to exist.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
I watched another YouTube video the other day, actually, about... the video is literally called What the UK Thinks About Starmer. And yeah, it's literally people just complaining, and then they look at like polls and how Labour has lost a load of confidence, and even Conservatives have picked up some more, Reform have picked up more, even the Liberals picked up more. You know, and you know, I mean, the Liberal Democrats have been irrelevant since David Cameron's tenure, when he was hung Parliament and he went in with the Liberals on coalition.
Yeah.
But since then, they've just been irrelevant.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, one of those things, interestingly, was I think people had their noses put out of joint, but certainly students, because the Liberal Democrats are saying, "Oh yes, we want to get rid of student fees, university fees." And when they were in government, they didn't.
Nope.
Because they were in government, they were in a coalition government.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, being on the sidelines, being irrelevant, and saying whatever the hell you like because you're never going to be in government, and then suddenly they're parachuted into government.
Yep.
Albeit as a bit of an add-on, and then they sort of go back on it. But then again, that's just every day for Starmer.
Yep.
He's also increased university fees.
Yep.
It's like I say, there's not from the cradle to the grave. He's going to piss you all off.
Oh yes. Oh yes. See, we should do in England. We should do what they do in Scotland, and that is, if you are a legal, if you are native to that country. So if you're in Scotland, if you are Scottish, if you are born in Scotland, university tuition is free.
Yeah.
You don't pay anything. But they make their money because they then charge through the frickin' nose for foreigners to come in and study.
Yeah. Overseas students do pay through the nose anyway here.
Yeah, exactly.
But
you got to pay for student visas and shit like that. But yeah, the university then charges a shitload to basically make up their money. But university tuition is free if you are a Scottish native.
Yeah.
And you go to university in Scotland, and it's a nice little attractive thing for Scottish people to get higher education in Scotland. And I genuinely think, I don't know what the international student rate is in the UK, but there's something in there that should be looked at, that should be investigated at least. To say, well, actually, 25% of our student base in the UK are foreign nationals. We should be charging them 4 times as much, and then English people get free tuition. Yeah. And I think that's a system that could potentially work all around the world until it goes global, and then no one travels to a different country for education.
They don't charge any more than we do in England. But the bitter pill with all of that. Excuse me, I'm about to die. Hang on. The bitter pill with that is 1 second. Cut that right out. No, we're live on Christmas Day. The bitter pill to swallow with that is the fact that Scotland is a net liability for us, so we're in actual fact paying for that. So we're paying for the Scottish students to have free education, not only in Scotland but also in England.
Yeah.
So if they go to an English university, they get it free.
I don't think they did. I thought they still had to pay if they came to England.
No. Scotland still pays them.
Better?
Yeah, as far as I'm aware.
I didn't know that,
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's just a massive redistribution of... But this is what it's all about, though. This is what Labour's all about. It's redistributing money from people who earn it to people who don't earn it. And in many cases, people who don't earn it from outside of the country. So sending it out to different places, we've got a project to do such and such, or, the aid budget, and we're giving money to people who just waste it.
Yeah.
The bottom line is the government waste it. God, they waste so much money. It's ridiculous.
Oh, 100%. What did I read the other day? Like they've borrowed another something billion pounds. So now the national debt is at like something crazy trillion.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. And you're just like, why? Why do you need to keep borrowing money?
Yeah.
Are you not making enough?
I mean, that could be the end, though, for Starmer. If we get to the point where actually we get downgraded.
That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
The UK has borrowed more money, which has now put the national debt higher than the GDP.
Yeah.
And you're just like, What? So are we ever going to pay this off? No. I mean, we're never going to pay it off anyway, but you've just put us in a position where, like you say, our rating will go down, and no one's going to want to lend to us, and we're steamrolling towards recession, another recession, and this one it'll be a bad one this time.
Well, nobody's going to want to invest here. Nobody's going to want to do business here. People move to places that are a bit more progressive when it comes to business and, and innovation and all the things that we're not going to be doing.
Yeah, we're not good at.
Because do you know what? Business, new ideas, innovation, none of that comes from government. None of that comes from public funds. It always comes from private enterprise.
Yeah,
always.
Actually,
yeah. What they should be doing is doing the absolute opposite of what they're doing now. They should be cutting corporation tax, cutting income tax, cutting VAT, just basically cuts across the board. And if that means that they have to, offload some civil servants and make some cuts, then so be it.
Like I say, reducing corporation tax, national insurance, income tax, all of that makes things much more attractive for businesses to, like you say, innovate, create jobs, hire people. So all the civil servants that would potentially lose their jobs will have somewhere to go. Shock.
And the thing is, if you were an outside if you're an investor, if you're a business person now, you wouldn't start a business.
No.
It's like, well, actually, no, because I'm screwed for the next 4.5 years.
Yeah, that's literally the message out of the budget is, don't be a landlord, don't start a business. They're the two key messages to come out of it.
Don't have any. Basically, the answer is, do not create wealth in the next 4.5 years. Because if you dare to, it will be taken from you and given to other people that don't deserve it.
Anyway, Christmas spirit, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Next year will be our year.
It will be our year.
Mark my words. And, this might be a bad take if we look back at this in 6 months' time. But I'm going to be positive. I'm going to say this is going to be our year. I see positive things ahead.
Yep.
I think we will see change.
Yep. And it starts with...
Not his type of change. We're going to see proper change for the better.
Yeah, it starts with PMA, a positive mental attitude.
Absolutely,
and that's what we need going into 2025. And that's not just for us too; that's for the audience as well. Think positively. It will be your year. Just go and make things happen. JFDI, as one of my colleagues likes saying, just fucking do it. Yeah. Whatever it is you're thinking about doing, just go and do it.
Yeah.
Except starting a business. Don't do that. Or anything illegal. Don't do that either.
Yeah, don't. Yeah,
we're obviously not trying to incite anything. If you want to make positive changes in your life and you've got an idea what you want to do or where you could go, just do it. Just do what you can to make it happen.
Yeah,
that's what we're going to do. What I'm going to do.
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, if for people over here, come on, it's not going to last forever. This can't last forever. You cannot have disaster after disaster. I mean, every day is, what has he done to piss me off today?
Yeah.
Let's just open up Twitter and have a look at what did Starmer do today?
Yeah.
There has to be an end to that. Yeah. And the thing is, I think a lot of people are going to have a positive attitude about the new year, and something will happen, and something will change, and things will get better.
Yep.
Things will get better.
Who was it? I can't remember the name of the band, but as a band once said, things can only get better.
They can only get better.
Yeah. And if you know who that is, please put it in the comments, because I can't remember and I'm not going to Google it.
Yeah.
But no, this year's been weird. I'm not going to say it's been bad, but it's just been weird and not as positive as I think people thought it was going to be. So let's make next year the positive year.
Yes, indeed. Have a wonderful Christmas, you, CJ, and
you,
also
sir.
you at home. the listeners and viewers. And do you know what? Another thing about in the new year, we're going to be back. We're going to be doing live streams. We want you there. We want you to tune in. We want you to get into the chat. We want to, let's have a successful new year, new 2025 year for the Tuesday show.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Every Friday, 11 p.m. UK time. We'll be there.
I'm Ted James, and I approve this message.
Oh, don't get me started on those. Anyway. Bye.
Oh, yeah. Bye. Yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that sort of good stuff. And until next year.
Yeah.
Until next year, goodbye.
Bye.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, cannot wait till next Monday on the Tuesday show with Ted and CJ.